Yes, people. We are back live. We are back live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube for another edition of the Manchester United Chelsea podcast. Man, the United Pod meets the Ballers at the Bridge podcast, where we talk all things Manchester United and all things Chelsea. On the Manchester United side of things, Roy Keane criticizing Bruno Fernandes. Obviously, that clip has gone viral from the overlap with Keane and Ian Wright going back and forth about Bruno Fernandes. Keane really slating Bruno Fernandes in regards to him being a captain, and Ian Wright with the whole where would you be without him, and look at what he's done. And I always say, where would we be without him? Where are we with him? So we will be discussing that, people. In regards to the Chelsea side of things, people, from the Chelsea side of things, they had the protests a few days ago, so we'll be discussing that. They also beat Southampton 4-0, back to winning ways as well. And can Cole Palmer get back to his best? Because he has not been at his best as of late. So we will be discussing that. And I believe Chelsea have made another signing, another teenager from Brazil. So we'll be discussing that also. But let me bring in the Chelsea contingent. Actually, before I do that, though, make sure, whether you're watching this live right now or watching this back after, hit the like button on the video. So important you do that. Hit that like button expeditiously. Make sure you share this out across all the socials at Sarcasm City TV. Now that's me flawless. At Sarcasm City TV. Please retweet and like from Twitter and share from the Instagram. And just as important, make sure you subscribe to the channel, Sarcasm City TV. Hit the notification bell as well. So let me bring in the Chelsea contingent. Surfer is here. Ahmed is here. Prime is here. What you lot saying, man? You lot good?
Rest out.
Damn. Is that where you're at? Yeah? Are you more rest out?
Little troll.
Are you sure?
Definitely 100% on troll. Hopefully.
All right, okay.
Hope you're having a wonderful day today. Big up to everyone here, man. Hope you all doing well, man. Enjoying my weekend, man, as always.
Yeah, man. Enjoying obviously, it's a weekend off for you lot, not so much for Manchester United because we are in FA Cup action as well. I think Surfer's back with us now. I think he was having some issues. Surfer, can you hear us?
Yeah. Yeah, can you hear me?
All right, cool. Yeah,
perfect.
I can hear you. The visual's a bit slow, but we can hear you anyway, so we're good. It should clear up in a second.
I'm on a delay. I'm gonna try again. I'll be back.
Yeah, no stress, man. All good. No worries, man. No worries. I think Prime
like Cole Palmer.
Yo, Prime, you there? There we go. Prime is there in the building. I like a lot of Miss Prime. What are you saying, Prime? Good?
I'm okay. I'm not okay. I'm sick and tired, but you know.
So Chelsea is that Chelsea or life?
Personal.
Well, you'll get well soon, man. I hear you on the tiredness. I almost cancelled the show.
I spent the whole day like just drifting in and out of sleep.
I'm happy for you, Prime. I'm happy for you, Prime.
I could do with some sleep right now too. I hear you, man.
You're happy that I'm sick. Okay.
That's crazy work, yo. And this guy had the cheek to say to me, go on.
When I say certain stuff about Ahmed, right, cool.
Yeah. And Ahmed had the cheek to say to me, why have you brought on Prime? Look at the style already, man. Like I say, you two together is cash money. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, we're a better partnership than Garnacho and Hoyland. So speaking of Man United,
definitely 110%. 0027 combined. Yeah, them two fucking jokers. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Fucking Hoyland and Garnacho, and his manager keeps on playing them. Big up Warrior J dropping all of the comments in the chat as well. Appreciate it. Big up Casper as well. I see you. Yeah, no stress, Warrior J. Appreciate it. Go get your rest, man. Go get your rest.
Yeah, man.
But this is Amarim. This is Amarim on Keane's Bruno Fernandes comment. I did not know this. All right, so Amarim has said on Roy Keane's Bruno Fernandes comment, I have an opposite opinion, and I think it's more important, my opinion, than Roy Keane, because I am the coach. Amarim on the impact of social media. I think it's completely different for the players nowadays. Before, it was 2 newspapers and nothing more. Now you cannot go to social media without seeing a news or a photo. You can have 100 good things and then the one bad thing, and people focus on the one bad thing. They need help to deal with that. It's modern day football, and they have to be prepared for that. So I'll stop there before we get to it. He's right in regards to saying it's modern day football. Of course. It is, and the whole you do 100 good things and then do one bad thing. That's not just in football, people. That is life. You can do 1,000 good things and do one bad thing. People are gonna whisper about the 1,000 good things you did and shout about the one bad thing you did from Spider-Man rooftops with a megaphone. Like, that's just the way it is and how it is. But in regards to him staying this, yeah, that's why I always say about footballers, they just need to. If I'm a footballer, I'm not interested in being on socials. Why? Why are you on socials? I think. Yes, Seth. What are you saying?
Yeah, I'm all good now, I think.
We are.
Yeah,
We'll see.
but
Seth is
even
in
to
the building as well.
Flawless, he's into Prime, he's into Ahmed, aka Papa Doc. So that's all good, man. All good.
I called him Papa Doc, you know. Why is he Papa Doc? Did you choke or something? What's going on? What did I miss?
He's
Oh.
he's from 8 Mile, man.
Oh.
Papa Doc from 8 Mile.
You don't know about Ahmed? No,
Nah,
this
what
guy-
happened?
This
Enlighten
guy that
me. I
goes
thought
to
he
private
choked.
school, man.
Oh, because he goes
to
private
man.
school. Oh, do you go private
Yeah,
school?
man. Yeah, man.
Hey, shout out, man going private school, man. I respect it, man. Yeah, your education is important.
Yeah, man.
Education
He
is
lives.
important.
He lives with both parents, and they have a real good marriage, man.
Yeah, man. I love that. You come
His
from
real
a,
name, his real name is Clarence, man.
His real name is Clarence. It's not Ahmed. It's Clarence. But yeah, in regards to what I'm saying, yeah, with footballers,
not
they do have
denying
to
it.
deal with it. They do have to deal with it, like in regards to the 100 things. And before, it was just 2 newspapers, but social media is giving everybody a voice. Everybody has an opinion. It's put everybody in the same room. And
What?
I would expect him. Go on.
With this Amarim stuff and Bruno, right?
Well,
Because obviously you're gonna get into it, but
well,
what exactly? I saw the clip of
Yeah.
Roy Keane and stuff, but what exactly was Roy Keane actually saying about Bruno?
he was just
Was
basically
he talking
saying
about
that
him as a
Bruno.
player or as a captain?
No, he was saying as a captain. He was saying Bruno's not captain material. Is the short of it, because he was saying talent isn't enough. He was saying he's talented, but talent's not enough. And then Ian Wright was backing him, and that's where my issue lies. Is not what Keane was saying, because Keane was spot on, 110%. Keane was spot on. Where my not frustration, but my not even surprise, just the foolishness that Ian Wright represents people who still defend him, because you'll have fans in my fan base defend him, and you'll have the odd rival fan. Where would you be without him? And captain fantastic, and most goals and assists since this, and just watch the team.
Is Wright actually a Bruno fan, or was he doing the? Because normally on these like big shows, you've got to like give the other side of things. So was he just playing devil's advocate, or
I don't think he was playing. I think he genuinely rates him, because there was a genuine strong defense, and then that wound Keane up more. And then he was saying, you can't start with Bruno. Manchester United's issues don't lie with Bruno. Is Bruno Manchester United's biggest issue? No. But he is an issue. Yes. So therefore, issues need to be spoken about and eradicated. People just don't like it because there's nowhere for him to hide now. He's one of our longest serving players. When people say, oh, these are the same players that got previous managers sacked, that is incorrect on most Manchester United players. However, he's one of our longest standing players. He was here the Oli era. He was here the Ten Hag era. He's now here the Amorim era. And we've been awful through all 3. Most players haven't been here through 2-3 managers in regards to. But every manager that has backed him, every single manager that has backed him has been sacked. And again, it's not solely on him. But is he captain of material? No. Nothing about him that screams captain. 0. You don't lead by example, and he doesn't lead in regards to being vocal and backing. There's no one who you look at and go, oh, they play better with Bruno. Oh, Bruno helped today. He's the only captain I've ever seen in Manchester United history get accused and questioned of ducking a game.
Mm-hmm.
And I said that around the time. Forget whether you think he ducked the Anfield game on purpose or not. The fact that it's a question mark lets you know the general feeling and consensus surrounding him. Because Keane would have missed big games before. But never once did anybody doubt whether or not he got booked, quote unquote, on purpose to miss a game. Casemiro, the season before that happened with Bruno, he got booked in the Palace game. I remember vividly, and he missed the away game at Arsenal. Not once, no one, nowhere, not on any platforms, in any chats, on any social medias, on any big media, public media platforms, did anyone state that Casemiro got booked on purpose. Have we seen him? He got booked in the Spurs game when we were getting battered on purpose. He waited out. That's why he got sent off for the tackle on Maddison. Because even the way he tackled, you don't slip and your foot goes up. They didn't want to play no more. And that's just Bruno for you. But in regards to Amorim backing him, he's going to back his player, which I do understand and I do get. Because Rohan says, I'm a bit annoyed that Amram just speaks too much in pressures. He needs to chill and not reveal too much to these sharks in the press. I don't think he reveals too much. And you know what? This is just part and parcel of being at Manchester United. You're under the microscope, especially when you're playing as poorly and performing as poorly as we are and performing as poorly as the managers. But he's not said anything in the press that I go, hey, you know what? You shouldn't have really said that. He's not said that. I agree with most things he says in the press, but all in all, it doesn't mean too much.
You know what it is?
It's about performances on the pitch.
If I may hop in, Flawless. If I may hop in, if I may say so myself.
Of course. Floor's yours.
I think, you know, when the team is as poor as it is, like with Manchester United, and you've seen it over the years, the failure of mentality a lot of the time, you know, and you've seen the way Bruno himself reacts at times, right? And like, you know, I think there's been a lot of valid criticism about the way he, like, his body language, the way he reacts, the stuff that he does, right? I do think I think what Roy Keane is saying is very fair, right?
Yeah.
His behavior is not captain-like. The way he handles himself is not captain-like. So what do we expect the other players to be seeing who he's the captain of as well, right? They're going to react very similar to him as well. So, and remember, he's vocal already. He's a vocal guy that's acting like this. So I just think for me, in particularly the periods that he failed mentally as well, Bruno is not a good player. Like, in terms of, like, just from a mentality standpoint, bro. Let alone just me speaking about it from a football standpoint. So I think, listen, at the end of the day, realistically speaking, he should not be here next season. Realistically, right? If the club is serious, they move on next season. And I think Roy Keane is right in that aspect. You need to find a guy who can be vocal just like he was, but, you know, his head straight and he knows what he's and he knows how to handle himself. That's one thing I've noticed. A lot of these captains of a lot of these teams now, they don't know how to carry themselves, bro. And like that, if you're not able to carry yourself the way you're meant to be, it feeds off to your other teammates as well.
Well, you're right. No, 110%. And that's where it stems from. And Teron, who says, how can a coach that comes out of Portuguese system can't get anything out of these big Portuguese internationals? Makes no sense. Because they're just not very good. Rohan, there ain't too much to get. No one's been able to get too much out of Bruno. You had that one very good, well, when he first joined, that good half a season, and that was it.
But how much
limited.
more?
The loan's limited.
Rohan's a United player, correct?
United fan, yeah.
Yeah. Like, I have to ask this question to you, Rohan. Like, how much more can we squeeze out of? I know he's not at a club, for example, right? How much more can he squeeze out of Rashford? How much more can he squeeze out of Bruno Fernandes? How much more can he squeeze out here of Alejandro Garnacho, who was not developed in the last 3 years? Right? Højlund, not developed at all, yeah, and is looking worse every single time he plays on the pitch. Like, I think I think, you know, when the morale, the way the players feel and everything is at an all-time low, there's only so much you can do if you're in charge, bro. You've been given these sort of things. That's what it is. Like, I think again, my thing with United has always been that I feel kind of somewhat sorry for the manager because they brought him in at the wrong time. He's not been brought in October. He realistically should have been brought in December, in end of the season. Signed a pre-contract, caretaker manager until the end of the season. That's what generally should have happened with Amrin. Because remember, one of the things I said to you, for us, right? Yeah, the moment you bring a guy like Amrin in October, you're bringing in expectations, but people are going to be expecting stuff from him now, right? When they shouldn't realistically be expecting stuff from him, when we already know the players that are there are not good enough already, right? And then you got to complain about why is he not changing the system, when we already know he's a Gen Z manager, guys. That's what people call him these days. Gen Z managers do not like to change their tactics, bro. It's their way or the highway, right? It's that they may tweak the tactics every now and then, but this is the Gen Z manager, one way only.
Yeah. I hear that. So yeah, that's where it stems from. Like, there isn't anything to get more. Like, these players, man, just gotta go. They're super limited.
Exactly.
I gotta go. It's a wrap. Been here too long. Bruno been here, I think, 5 years. Delo maybe 6,
Crazy,
7,
bro.
And we're still having conversations. Once we're still having conversations about players who have been here 5, 6 years, it's word to the legend that is Claude, RIP. It's time to go. And that's the majority of these players. Not just him. It's just that he got singled out, and the fact that people still defend him is crazy. You got 14th in the league and people defending players. What? So go on, Bram.
I find it weird because I even said it to with about some Chelsea players we've sold in the past few years. Like, I don't know, if you rate them and actually think that they're good enough, or they're of the level that you put them to, which is fine, then if they're not doing it at my club or at Chelsea or Man United, whatever, shouldn't you then want them to leave to achieve greatness elsewhere?
Yes.
Because if Bruno or Mount or Gallagher or whatever, if they're actually this good of a player, but being at Chelsea, being at Man United isn't working for them, then why should they stay? Why would you want them to then stay? Because they're not going to achieve anything.
You right? You spot on. Like in regards to that, but again, it's excuses. Those are the excuses that have left Bruno. Yeah, go on, Prime. I was going to say. Sorry, Ahmed. Go on.
I've always maintained that. Again, I think a lot of the time we overhype players, particularly in the UK. Even, it can happen anywhere. When it's your own league, right? You overhype the player. Like these guys, right? I always said that with Mount, with when we had Mount, for example, I always felt that we kind of like overhyped him as a player. I was like, we never really tempered our expectations and like actually looked at him as a player. What was his positive? What was his negative? Same with Gallagher to an extent under Tuchel, but I always knew you need to know what the player is good at, right? And once you realize that, yeah, well, particularly with Bruno, you realize the guy's very limited. He needs to have a team to be surrounding Bruno, right? By the way, Bruno has to have a team around him in order for him to work. The amount of times he loses possession, the amount of stuff that he tries to in terms of attack. The reality is, the age he's at right now, 30 years old, basically. There's no point of me doing that for Bruno, bro. It's just time to move on. I know 30 is like basically the new like 25 these days in football, but if you're United, you need to start from scratch.
That's it. It's a wrap. Start from scratch, and people just don't want to let go because he gets goals in the season.
United's losing. Listen, United's cutting jobs, bro. You're cutting jobs. You're not giving free food anymore, bro. You guys need the money at this point, right? Just to get in better players, bro, who might be of less quality. That's what you need.
So Rohali says Bruno does have individual quality. Yeah, there is some form of individual quality there. Not much, but he's supremely limited. He's super inconsistent. I agree. But do you think he would have flopped at City, Chelsea, or Bayern? Yes, I don't think any of these clubs touch him. If we were to sell him, City, Chelsea, or Bayern are not knocking down the door for him.
No.
That's where it stems from. And if you look at any players who are quality at those clubs, he's nowhere near them. He's nowhere near Palmer. He's nowhere near Musiala. He's nowhere near De Bruyne. Even though De Bruyne has fallen off previous. Nowhere near them. If it's a toss-up between the two of them, who are you taking? Exactly. There's no one on this planet outside of United fans that are taking Palmer over Bruno, or Musiala over Bruno, or prime Kevin De Bruyne over Bruno.
My thing with Bruno is, yeah, if we're generally being honest, he's not making it into any top 16 because I don't think any top 16 would arguably go for Bruno right now. In the French league, it's basically PSG, and they're not going to go after him. They already got talented players in that position. You then go to the Bundesliga, for example. I don't see any Bundesliga team going for him because they've already got a great abundance of tents in their top teams in Bayern and Leverkusen right now, right? Then you look into Serie A. Damn, they may have a hope for him in Serie A, I'll be honest. Maybe like I can see a cheeky Roma or stuff like that might be going in for him. But Spain, I don't see a home for him, bro. I don't think any Spanish team, even Atletico wouldn't go for him, bro. They got their guys already.
I think with Bruno.
Who was he linked to? Who was he linked to before he signed his new contract last summer?
No, but Saudi. I think it was Saudi.
There we go.
Mm-hmm. I think with Bruno,
there was no major. Even Hoyland, as bad as he is, has been linked to actual clubs in Europe. Sorry, go on, Brian.
I think with Bruno, like his best spell or best period at Man United was his 18 months, was it? He bought him in January and then the following season when he was getting those numbers and stuff.
Yeah.
Where he was playing as a 10 and he had basically like a free role on under Ollie.
Yeah, COVID Bruno. Yeah.
But you can't I don't know, like your guys were also playing counter-attack as well. At a big club, you can't do that necessarily. That's why he would have to step down. And you would get to see again the best of him, whatever you imply that to be. Do I think Bruno is like, I don't know. I don't even necessarily think he's as terrible as people make him out to be, but he's nowhere near enough for a top team. Like if Bruno was at a Tottenham, but if they at a Tottenham and Everton at a Palace, people wouldn't be complaining about him being a bad player.
Yeah. It's him being at Manchester United and you being under that spotlight is where you're at. And that's what it is, because people always want to put, oh, you got GNA, and where's this GNA taking us? So he's getting all this GNA, but our attack gets worse season after season. And that's not all on him, but who do you make better?
Yeah.
Who is missing chance after chance for us? If you're creating all these chances, who's missing all these chances? It's a myth.
So it's like the big chance, that's a bit of a red herring, because like corners and free kicks count for big chances. So
Is it?
Yeah,
Is it?
sir.
Yeah.
I remember it was like Mount a few years ago.
yeah, Mount was. I remember Mount was top, and like big chances created, but he was taking everything. It's like, so it's like, it's like, and I don't. If it's so they automatically count a corner and a free kick, obviously close to goal, as like a big chance, because of the impact it can have. So before you even taking it, it's like tick. That it's already he's created this many big chances.
Takes all of it.
So he'd be a very frustrated player for me. You know what I mean? In terms of, I just think he's a player of he's a player of a bygone era. Do you know what I mean? It's like he wouldn't stand out. If he went to France, he'd be great. He'd be like one of the best. He'd be voted one of the best players ever. Like if he moved to France, you know what I mean? He'd be great, and he'd get all those chances. If he's at PSG, he'd be like lauded. You know what I mean? He'd be linked to everyone if he was at PSG. I don't know. It's just a bit of a enigma, but not like a weird enigma. Do you know what I mean? It's like, what do we do with this guy? Because
Enigma that we should
the problem with Amarin's now, like, Amarin's consistently played him, and the problem is now he's forcing him into his side. So he's trying to work this side around Bruno. So trying to play all these different systems, and he's like forcing like Kobe Minor into a false nine and stuff like that. It's like maybe in a wild take that Bruno should be false nine or something like that. You know what I mean? It's like it's just not going to work. For me, Bruno doesn't suit this system. He suits like he suits a traditional 4. He suits a traditional 4-3-3, where he's the player on like the left or the right. That's not the
right sided 8 or something.
Yeah, left sided 8, right sided 8, whatever. Just additional support for the striker and stuff like that. But
if you watch him for Portugal, like because I watch international football, when you watch him from Portugal, he's not the main guy in the team. They don't have him be the main creator. He's just another. He's just another facilitator in the team that helps keeps it ticking.
Yeah, they take things because their manager's smart enough to take responsibility away from him. Like Rohan said in the chat, man's inconsistent. Go on.
I'm not just saying that. That's been there for he's been like that with Portugal for years though. Like he's just been there to just supply, keep it ticking. The same with Bernardo Silva. That's why when you watch Portugal, they seriously lack a creative outlet. And people look at Portugal and say, well, they've got Bruno, they've got Bernardo Silva, they've got João Felix. They should be more creative. Was because none of them are truly creative players.
Yeah, they have the same. They have Manchester United problems times about 5 because they try and put all these players in by name value only instead of just sticking it around like in a team. Do you know what I mean? Spain used to do that before they started winning trophies. In 2008, they used to have all the big names. Holland always had this. Like they just always stuck the big names in. Argentina always had it. It's just what England had it when they tried to fit Lampard and Gerrard in and Scholes. They tried to put all those 3 in the same team in a 4-4-2, and you stuck one of them on the left, and it just didn't work. But,
Yeah,
Amarin's tied himself to him though now, because that's the problem. I do also think he. This come out sound a bit batshit crazy to some people. I do think Bruno wasn't Portuguese. I don't think Amarin would play him that much.
Do you think? Because I hear Saeed say this a lot. Do you think it's a Portuguese thing with him and Dalo?
The manager's making foolish decisions because he plays Highland week in, week out.
Why are you hitting the liver?
He plays Garnacho week in, week out.
Shut up, man.
Plays Maguire week in, week out. Plays Onana week in, week out. They're all just as bad and just as detrimental to the team. Managers making foolish decisions. Going back, period.
Yeah. It's weird because like you keep talking about playing youth, and that's what Van Gaal did. He was playing like Paddy McNair and Blackett and
off with Jackson.
I remember that United team, and I was like,
Yes.
you know what? These guys may not be good, but they're at least doing what he wants.
Facts. And I'm saying they'll actually listen to instruction and have that youthful energy and that's it. But for whatever reason, he refuses to. And people say, oh, they're not ready. Guess what? These senior players are not ready. They're not ready. You're going 0015. Guess what? You shouldn't be playing. Shouldn't be in a squad.
0015.
Let's see some Collier ball, man. That's what I've been hearing.
Oh wow.
About.
Yeah. And the striker's 0012. He's not
exactly,
ready.
Man. Tito Obi Martin, man. Let's see you
Play him.
man. Exactly.
He actually because when he got on against Everton, guess what he did? He was okay. He actually did all right, man. Do you know what? Man, pass the ball to someone in the same color shirt as him repeatedly.
Yeah, man. He can do a 5-yard pass. He can do a 5-yard pass.
You would have thought that would help. Who would have thought that would actually help the team? That your striker being able to hold the ball up and pass it to someone in the same color shirt and then run off it is crazy. Like people talking about the youth ain't ready. Seniors ain't ready. And they've been here long enough, but people still going to defend him because of their age and don't hit me with experience. Because Garnacho's experienced. He's played over 100 matches for Manchester United. He's experienced. Experience is one of the most overrated traits.
Delon needs a new home, man. Delon needs a new home.
Absolutely.
They all Chelsea. Just not Chelsea.
They all do. I'm surprised you're not a fan, but yes, they all do.
I am a fan, but like
you are. I'm saying that's your type of ball.
Listen, that's my backup, man.
Dalot's your type of Dalot.
Wait. You're a Garnacho fan?
Nah, Dalot.
No. But Dalot, mate, chill.
I mean, listen, you rate Dalot, so Garnacho makes sense.
I will never rate that bum. I will never rate that bum. Please.
So you rate Dalot, but you won't rate Garnacho
as a backup. Again, you don't understand. I don't want Dalot to be my star. Are you crazy? I don't want him to be my star.
What are you done with Reece James? He's back up to Gusto.
Right now, Reece James he's not got injured yet, so we're gonna have to wait and see on the fine print on that one still.
You know what this crook wanted to do? He wanted to sell Reece James and get Dalot.
Yeah, man, 100%. Of course he did.
I'm just waiting. Listen, right now, bro. I'm just saying. I'm right now. Let's see the fine print. If that makes sense. But listen, we'll see.
We'll see. But I hear you, Casper. Big up to Kendurance as well. Says big up, fellas. Big up. Flawless. The seniors are ready to be binned in the summer. Exactly. That's why I don't hear this excuse. People keep telling me, "Oh, the youth ain't ready." How do we know? Number one and number two, these senior players are not ready. And we're through to the FA You've got semi-finals. I know Cheeto's not in the squad because I swear, did we not play today? We played today, but I don't believe he was in the squad for that. So hopefully he's in the senior squad and hopefully he gets to start. But I just want to see something different and let's see how good these youth players are. And guess what, people? It may not be all doom and gloom. That happens, they actually might perform better than the senior players. Who would have thought that? Maybe they do. But hey, there's people for you still going back Bruno, still going back Maguire and Onana and Dalot and 0015 and 0012. Yeah, and tell me these are ready. But that falls on the manager playing these players. For whatever reason. Heard many things. Oh, the manager's trying to expose players and didn't know they've been exposed. How much more? Garnacho's not scored in his entire reign in the Premier League. He has no goals, no assists. Last time he got goal and assist, I believe, was Leicester, which was Rude's last game. Sorry, go on, Prime.
Garnacho has as many Premier League assists as Tyreek George, who only has 3 Premier League games.
There we go. But people will still back it and say, give it time. But tell me the senior players ain't ready. But you got a youth player over at Chelsea doing the business. What are we talking about? People on some foolishness, man. On some absolute foolishness. But here we are. But yeah, back to obviously Keane before we go to the Chelsea lot and Keane criticizing Bruno. I agree with everything Keane said on it about him not being a captain. And people could say, oh, he's talented. But guess what? If you're inconsistent, useless. Consistency is key in anything. Never mind in regards to playing in the Premier League. And he's just not consistent. I'll tell you, the last time he had 3 good games back-to-back. He has 1 good game and it's like, whoa, like he had a good game against Ipswich. What about all the games before? So we're just going to bypass Crystal Palace. So we just ignore the Crystal Palace game, which Keane pointed out to Ian Wright, but he mentioned the Leicester game. And he's like, oh, you're going to pinpoint 1 game. So because he played well against Ipswich, that's okay. But we just going to bypass Everton, bypass Spurs, bypass Leicester, bypass Palace, bypass Fulham, bypass Brighton, bypass Southampton. They're the Premier League games. There's cup games in there, but let's talk about the Premier League. We're just bypassing all them games I just mentioned. 5, 6, because he had 1. You're telling me he plays good 1 every 6 to 7 games. So he's 2 in every 14. 3 in 21, 4 in 28. This is what we're doing. And people laud this shit. And the amount of money he's on. Absolutely fucking outrageous. And probably, Casper, you're not on the same GNA as Ellis. But yeah, he probably is. Let's see what else these lot are saying before we get to the Chelsea side of things. Hammering on summer recruitment. We need to make some deals to make some. We need to make some deals to make some deals. Hey, boss, we know the situation. We are changing a lot of things in our squad and the academy. We are working on a lot of things for sure. We are preparing for next season. Basically saying that we need to make sales to bring players in. Shout out to Rashford. Someone said in the chat he got an assist as well. Big ol' Rashford, another one. He's a young kid, and this is Amrim Ganacho. He's a young kid that will learn. The important thing is that the next morning you're speaking with me. Xerxes did the same thing walking down the tunnel, but the context was different. We can deal with that, just move on. So yeah, Ganacho was apparently going to change his shirt because obviously it was a lot of rain going on in that game. So there ain't really too much to talk about with that. But yeah, Ganacho got to go regardless. But we move. But we'll switch lanes. You lot continue to get your questions in. Just keep them Manchester United or Chelsea related, please. So if we'll go to you. I will start with the protests. Thoughts on the protests? Are your mob?
Completely undermined and destroyed by Bowley within 24 hours or 48 hours. So that's what I think about the protest. Completely destroyed. I don't think there'll be any protests for the Copenhagen game or the Leicester game because people's memories are like goldfish. So, and we won. So, no, I'm fine with the protests. Still, there was different messages. Again, there wasn't one clear message. Roman Abramovich his name was sung. It's not going to make any difference. I don't know if people inflate the numbers or something like that. I was like watching a few channels this week, and they were saying, one of them said like, the numbers will include the people arriving at the game as well, and the numbers for the protests, and add it to the total, even though they're just arriving there for the game, and that's like, get your point across. That's fine.
Protest about? What was it? Was it about the ownership? Is that what the
it's about? It's about everything, but there's no clear message. It's about. Well, they claim it's about this, and this. It's about the ownership. It's about the model. It's about the sporting directors. It's about the recruitment. It's about the ownership. I'm still adamant it's about the form and not buying anyone in January. That's what it is. Because I never get the message of change the model if they won't change the sporting directors. Right? Do you know what I mean? Or anything like that. I just never get it because it's just like, why would you want them to change the model but not change the people in charge? I just never.
Big up Eddie says, tell that
hold that you scrub.
Because obviously the Lakers beat the Nuggets. Well, sorry, go on.
Fine nuggets. That's what it is. Chicken nuggets. That's what
this
it is.
Not NBA. This is not NBA. I'll see you on playback tonight.
Idiot cat. But anyway, I'm fine with it, but there's no.
Sorry, go on. Sorry. I said pussy always getting in the way. I hear it. Go on, carry on.
Yeah, man, god damn it, stupid ass. But it's I never. What were we talking about? Oh, the protest. That's right.
Yeah, don't mind, but elsewhere, I know. My fault. Yeah, I hear it. Trust me, I understand. Sorry. The protest in regards to
I never
messaging. There's no clear messaging.
No clear messaging. People there just taking pictures of people they've seen on the internet. You know what I mean? It was all forgotten really. Afterwards, then Bowley comes out. I think if I'm being fair, I think it's just under 48 hours later, and just basically said nothing's really changing. And he's the one that's seen as the good side. Do you know what I mean? It's like, he just basically come out and said, "Yeah, we're just going to keep doing what we're doing." So okay, that's fine. That now gives everyone an ammunition to keep doing the protest. Then if you keep both sides are clear now and what the vision is, and there's obviously no internal awkwardness or anything like that. Now you know what to do for the next games until the end of the season if you want to keep this going. Otherwise, we probably won't see against Copenhagen because people will go, "Oh, it's just a Conference League game; it doesn't really matter." And probably won't see against Leicester because people would have forgot. But you know, good on them, but just no clear message to begin with. Yeah.
Fez, what are you saying, Ahmed? Thoughts on the protest?
You know, before obviously the Burley comments, I thought, listen, it's a start, right? I think at the end of the day, I think anytime you do like a first protest, right? You know, it's not going to be like a homogenous situation, right? But you need to have a start. You need to start somewhere, right? And I thought from that aspect, you know, I thought it was a good start. The way it got the way it was obviously shown on TV, stuff like that. I think it was you could say it was very successful in that aspect, right? As a start in terms of what you want to do and everything like that. I'm quite happy about it. Obviously, my thing was then it's number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. You gotta make sure you have some sort of like key talking points that you wanna get stuff happening from etc. etc. Because like again, this idea that we're gonna be able to get these owners out is, I think for me, is it's gonna be nigh impossible. It's very, very unlikely. It's like a 99% chance that legit not happening. Like there's only 1% faith. Genuinely, like that meme of like 1% faith is what people are acting upon. And I'm like, reality is that's not gonna happen, you know, and everything like that. But I think at the end of the day, in terms of just like a start of a protest, I thought it was generally good. My thing though is, and I've said this before, that the reality is, bro, in the space of 48 hours, you know, they've just slapped us in the face essentially after that. If that makes sense, right? You've got obviously the Burley comments who's like, listen, he was basically like, these guys that are complaining are like 50, 60, 70 years old, bro. And they're like, we get it, bro. You know what I mean? Time's getting short. Imagine your owner saying that, bro. But I said, yeah, man, I know you're going to the grave really soon. That's why you're complaining. But listen, chill out, bro. I'm not here to worry about that, man.
Yeah,
I've got like a plan to do, basically. That's what he said to them. He said to us, sorry. He said to them, to us, which was nasty work, right? And then, but then you've been getting reports. We're not going to change the structure. We are following the model. And then today, you know, you get the news that, you know, we've signed a Brazilian 17-year-old Brazilian kid for next year. So, if anything, that genuinely just shows you the way they feel about it, man. And like for me, you know, the fact they don't care, I think, from a media standpoint about, you know, what we're doing, for me, all the more, you know, yes, it should make you protest more, but all the more it does make me question, you know, will we be successful in doing these processes too, bro? Right? Because when you're doing a process, there has to be a modicum of belief that you're gonna get a successful thing happening, right? But if they don't care and they're basically saying to you, I'm not looking at the review mirror, I'm not checking for anything, I don't care, we're gonna do it our way, we judge nothing on the ears, we don't listen to the outside noise at all, right? You know, unless you realistically are gonna do the boycott of tickets and stuff like that, right? Which again, when you play for a big team like Chelsea, you've seen it at United, Spurs, it's nigh impossible to make that happen, bro. Right? Because so I think one thing I really say when it comes to sports, big sports clubs, it's impossible. It's impossible to do that, by the way, because you're too big to fail now. You've become too big to fail from that aspect. So I really think the reality is, man, the game's not changing. So, but
also, don't you reckon, Ahmed? It's like these guys have never, you know, they don't really give interviews or anything like that. You know what I mean? It's like, so they don't really care what the media does. And like,
bro, they just got their regular brief. That can
200 people, 200 or whatever people on a Tuesday night. And what was worse for probably the protest, and I say this obviously because I wanted to win, was that we won, and we won by a lot. Do you know what I mean? We won by 4 goals. Do you know what I mean? That's what it was as well. It probably didn't help the cause, but there was nothing going on inside the ground. There was no real, from what I heard, or nobody's reporting any real chance in the ground or anything like that. And furthermore, to the young Brazilian kid signing out again, we're not signing a goalkeeper in the summer because fucking Petrovic is going to come back and compete. So, which is fine.
On one level, I'm like, I wanted Chevalier to come to the club, but on another, I'm like, at least they're trying to prove that they're forcing us to, they're forcing their model on us, right?
Use the players, use the players that you have. That's fine. I have no problem with that. But I just think it's a protest it's I hate organized protests because protests are like not really supposed to be organized. Organized protests are supposed to be like for huge things, right? We're all like thousands of people. A protest is supposed to be awkward. It's supposed to be, but guys are just chanting Roman Abramovich or fuck off Bodie or fuck off Igbali. We want our Chelsea back and all this shit. The perfect sign for me was that one that's been plastered all over. The guy holding the thing says, "Win or fuck off." Was like that.
We're not Arsenal. Yeah, we're not fuck off.
That's a beautiful. We're not Arsenal. Win or fuck off. I think that's beautiful. It's not. He probably knows himself. The bones aren't leaving, but it's just a simple statement. Win.
Yeah.
Fuck off. That's what I'm saying. We know they're not going. And this thing about, we look at it in years. We look at it short term or long term. You just can't apply that really to. I don't think you can apply that to football. Can't apply it to us anyway as a team, as what we big up Jerry in the chat as one of the as one of the elite. I think the model can be done. I think you can do this model. I've always said I think you can do this model, but I think you can do it better. What it has been doing right now. Like Ahmed said, the goalkeepers, you could have signed Trevelyan. You could have loaned him to
Strasbourg.
Toulouse. Or you could have even kept him on. You could have even loaned him out. Do you know what I mean? Said, here you go. We buy you like Liverpool done with Mamashashvili. Bought him, still loaned him back to Valencia.
That's what we did with Gusto, Surfer. We did that with Gusto, remember?
Yeah, could have done with Chouameni a few years ago under Roman. No,
my thing I've always said before for all this is that listen, you can do this model, but you need to tweak it, right? Because this model can get quality, bro. Again, I always talk about Olise as a good example of that, bro. If you had just paid him the wages that he wanted, bro, he's in your age range and he provides you quality, bro. Right? That's one of the things that really annoys me, by the way, about this model. They're not willing to open up the wages to allow us to get in just 2 to 3 more quality players, bro, to really help us get to that next level. That's one of the big things. Right, that's the thing for me. Like that's one of my things has always been: you change the sporting directors, you change the model, you allow this wages to happen, bro. You do any player trading you want, I don't care, because at least you solved the on-pitch issue. One of the things that I know Surf agrees with me with, right, is that when we were under Abramovich, I've always said the one thing about him was that it was a lot of short-term success. But at the cost of your medium, slightly to your medium, but more so your long-term success, right? If you look at our history under Abramovich. But with this ownership, the problem has become they are so fixated on long-term success, they're forgetting about the medium to short-term success, bro. Right? Right? And that's with a lot of these new ownerships, bro. That's the problem they've all got. They're so focused on the long-term, and the long-term success, that they forget football is a here and now sport. Just like any other sport.
I don't understand this whole thing about you want to get to Champions League, but you're not willing to spend on proper players to get to the Champions League.
Exactly.
I'd rather spend everything to get to the Champions League but still buy the quality players and risk a transfer ban for the next season, but still know I've got the players to I've got them to be in the Champions League. It's like, but if you're not willing if you're willing to put it at risk, and because there's a fifth, I think we're so lucky with a bunch of other teams that there's going to be a 5th place in the Champions League this season. Otherwise, I think there'd be more uproar. If there wasn't a 5th place,
because you could miss. I think
there wasn't a 5th place. I think that you'd hear a lot more. But I never understand that. I don't see spend. If you want to get the Champions League, no problem. Spend what you want to get to the Champions League, right? And then if we get to Champions League, if it's minimal incomings, I'm fine because you've spent. Well, you spent a lot to get there. Do you know what I mean? You spent a lot to get there. You got the quality in. But like my thing was, no matter what you think, you sign a Gyökeres, you sign an Ottoman to get you to the Champions League, and then you don't have to sign. Then you can sign like a backup in Liam Delap because you've already got one of those 2 guys already in there. Do you know what I mean? You got one of those 2 guys. Same with the goalkeeper. Same with everything else. But it's like my fear would. I don't think it's fair. I think it's the natural thing to happen. Even if we make Champions League, I think we'll still have the same type of transfer window where it's like random youths and then sprinkle of 1 or 2 names. So it'll be like, do you know what I mean? Because I beg Chelsea fans, go through all these guys' transfer windows from January 23. There's a sprinkle of nobodies and youth and 1 or 2 names in each one. People know. Like Summer, Neto, and Sancho. Before Neto and Sancho signed, shit window. Yeah. I think
But then
KDH
two was like, yeah.
You didn't do it in January. The summer before that, Caicedo Lavia, and sprinkle of shit. And then the January before that, Enzo Fernandez, João Felix, like that. Blinds people. Oh, we signed all them. You know. But anyway, I don't know. And we're already seeing more and more Liam Delap prop drop. Even this week, Chelsea are confident they'll sign for them. You know, even to get rid of. What do you mean confident? You mean he's already signed? Just say he's already signed.
Because like the thing is, like, yeah,
just say you've already got a deal.
Let's go.
You can't announce it. You can't announce it because it's a summer deal, and you don't want to upset the Ipswich bandwagon. And that's probably what it is. That's probably what it is because we know.
So you think the deal's done?
Yeah, I think the deal's done. I guess the deal's done. City aren't going to come in and try and claim him back. They're not going to do that. They're going to
just send Haaland to 9.5 year deal.
Yeah, they're not going to do that. He's not going to go there and sit 9 years behind Haaland. You know what I mean? It's just not going to happen. We'll sign him, but we'll keep it on the down low. Won't announce anything till after you get relegated, stuff like that. He'll be one of the big ones, and then we'll get all the thing. Oh, Chelsea linked to Gorkres, linked to Oshman. They tried to get this, they tried to get that, and the day after the transfer window, I think there's about an 85% there's about 90% chance we're sitting here talking about Jackson and Delap as our choices up front for striker.
Damn. So Ahmed, you pretty confident. Why do you think he's so confident Delap's a done deal?
I was selling Surfer before everyone else. Our striker next summer before the January window is going to be Delap.
Why are you so confident about that?
Because of the head scout that we've got, the ex-Man City guy, and he's been bringing a bunch of ex-Man City players, like academy players, to our squad. And I was like, he's the easiest one to link. He's ex-Man City academy, plays really well. Is the archetype that we are currently missing. So I always knew Delap was going to be the guy we go for.
Ahmed, I bet you right now that they've got that Echeverry kid, I bet you right now we're going to be linked to Oscar Bob again this summer. I bet you right now. Yeah, how much?
The thing is, his injury is a bit too serious. I don't think they'll be linked with him again.
I'm just saying.
I could see us being linked with again.
Who?
McAtee. I could see us.
Oh, McAtee. Yeah, McAtee.
I really actually could see Chelsea being linked to McAtee again because we were linked to him this season again. Like we actually went.
I know it's going to be. It's going to be Southampton to go. Is it Harless? Is it the double barrel? The one who's marrying Roy Keane's daughter. Harless.
Howard Bellis.
Yeah, Howard Bellis. Yeah, that'll be another one we'll be linked to and stuff like that.
The thing is, Rollers, it's so easy to know what we're gonna go. It's because you see the really young upcoming talented player is one of them that's not there yet, like an Olise level, right? That we can get on cheap wages. Yeah, we can develop, or it's like a Man City guy, former Man City academy guy, because of our links to our head scout. It's just that easy, bro. Genuinely speaking, for me, and I just think my thing is that it's well and good you're doing this. I think I said this yesterday on Marshall.
Carry on, I'm still here. I'm listening.
Yeah. One of the things I've always said, is that it's all well and good having potential, but the problem is, bro, potential has to lead. You have to mold potential. You have to do a bunch of stuff with potential in order for it to become a success, right? You've reached your level that you need to be, and the problem for us right now is we have too much of that right now in the squad. We need guys that are success stories at this point, guys that are experienced. Again, experience does not mean age, guys, as I will always reiterate. But just have the necessary EXP to do the job, bro. That's all it is.
Every footballer has potential. That's why they're footballers to begin with. Do you know what I mean? Every young kid has potential. You know what I mean? Look at these people who are saying we've got the fucking English Messi or whatever it is in Rabbi, whatever his fucking name is. People are, because he scored loads of goals.
The Moroccan Messi. I remember being up to the young kid, bro. Yeah.
But yeah, every player's got potential. It's like for me, I'd sign Gurhey in the summer. I'm still saying we should sign Gurhey in the summer as a defender, stuff like that. 24, it fits their model. It won't cost wages. If we get in the Champions League anyway, the wages will go up anyway, so it shouldn't matter how much we're paying them. You know what I mean? Everyone's wages goes up 30% anyway, apparently. So if we get in Champions League, we should pay Champions League wages, right? So it shouldn't, even if we're going for an Osimhen or Gokres, it shouldn't matter the wages now. because we're going to sign Champions League. We're going to sign Champions League money. We're going to get.
This is why it's going to be so interesting. That's why it's going to be so interesting to see what they do in Champions League football, because you know,
that's
if that's the real test.
I know. I already know what they're going to do, but I think people who are still like still a bit hesitant or don't know. This will be the final. This will be the final eye opener for anyone who's still like, nah, it's going to be different. This when you get Champions League football, it's going to be if you get Champions League football, this will be the one that will go. Well, hang on a minute, we've got Champions League football. We're still doing this. That'll be the one where that'll be the nail in the coffin. That'll be the one that seals everyone's fate.
And like for me, my thing is, you know, I just look at our squad again for this upcoming summer window. You know, we've only got like 3 weeks until we go play the Club World Cup anyway, right? Which is a problem already. And we've got to, we got to sell a lot of players again, bro. Felix needs to be sold. Nkunku needs to be sold. You know, a lot of our defenders need to be going next season, right? I don't know who else I'm forgetting. Sanchez probably needs to be sold this season. That's what you're probably hoping for is going to happen. I look at our winger department. No one's probably going to get sold in our winger department, actually. To be honest,
I don't think Sanchez will be sold. I think he'll be bought. I don't think he'll be sold.
Yeah, but so like, I don't think anyone in the winger department is getting sold. Like, so like, I just look at the upheaval in the centre back department. That's going to be very massive.
I think Badiashile and Desati will probably be sold. Who else is in there?
Badiashile, Desasi. I think Felix gets sold. I think
Nkunku gets sold.
Nkunku gets sold.
I think Ugo Chukwu will be sold.
Yeah, Silent will get sold too.
And probably Sanchez or Jorgensen will be sold, or both.
Yeah, Sanchez.
They're bringing Petrovic. I don't think Cole will be sold.
I don't think because they said they're not going to bring in a goalkeeper. I think what's going to happen is that again, Benelli will be number 3. Then it'll be basically between they'll do like a Jorgensen versus what's his name
it should be Petrovic number 1, and then they like the Penders kid, don't they? So it's like, will Penders be like number 2 as an understudy and stuff like that? You know,
exactly, yeah,
and then just add.
But it's just again, you know, let's think, bro. The last 2 days, bro, in terms of like this protesting, it should either galvanize you to try to do more, or it will just literally just show you, bro.
I already know there's not going to be a protest because no one's reacted to the comments and saying, "Oh, we need to do a protest at the next game." No one. There's been on no Chelsea channel whatsoever that I know of, or even online, even on Twitter. There's nothing about going. Oh,
I feel like one thing I've always said, is that I feel like, you know, if there's one aspect about or in real life these days, is that people are very pessimistic, bro. You know what I mean? You know, when you get asked that,
man. Football fans are the ultimate cucks. Football fans.
Fair enough.
I just realised this. They're the ultimate cucks, man. They're so, you know what I mean? They're just easy wins or big signings, man. They're just like, so that's fine. We're fine. Yeah, we're all good.
Problem is, bro, next week Sunday, I think I've told you, because you and I know this stuff, right? Like next week Sunday, we could be 3rd, bro, potentially.
That's what I'm saying.
If results go away, we're back to we're back to like 3rd place, which is kind of ridiculous.
Oh, you watch if somehow we beat Arsenal right away, nothing will be talked about protests for the rest of the season. Trust me right now. Beat Arsenal away for the first time in a few years, and the first time in the Emirates for I think since 21 when Lukaku scored on his debut. You watch, nothing will be talked about at all. Nothing. It'll all be, Arsenal, you're in the mud. We got you in the top 4. We brought you into a top 4 race and stuff like that. That's what it'll be about. I'll tell you right now, we beat Arsenal, nothing about protest. It'll be all focused on overtaking Arsenal and finish above them in the league. That's what it'll be about. That's it, honestly. Because we got Leicester next, and Arsenal, and then Spurs. Spurs we usually beat at home, so people are thinking we beat Arsenal, we beat Leicester and Arsenal. So everyone will automatically think, including myself, probably it's a foregone conclusion. We'll get the maximum points off Spurs, and then it's like, oh, let's take something away from Brentford, and then nothing at all will be talked about protest because there's nothing now. Bowley's come out and smash all your hopes about we'll let Bowley take over and stuff like that. He's already smashed your hopes and dreams.
that was nasty. What I'll be honest,
That was nasty, man.
that was nasty. And then
That was Seth
the-
Rollins. Seth
genuinely-
Rollins style, man.
Genuinely, bro, yeah, we got the little, like the rock smack in the face.
Yeah.
Only that was the 17-year-old inside it, bro.
No, that was proper. That was proper. That was proper. That was proper. Barney was like Triple H with the sledgehammer on the ground, and then Bodie's Seth Rollins man with the chair, man. That's what it is. He's
you know what? That was the stunner. You know what it was? I feel like for a lot of people, what Burley did was like the Stone Cold Stunner, bro, because they were like, we believe in Burley, we trust in Burley, and then he just hits them with the bang stunner. You know what I mean?
Surfer, can you like? Because I've been out of the loop for today. So what like actually? What did Bowley say in response to the whole?
He basically, in essence, he didn't come out and probably dismiss the protest, but he basically said everything's continuing the way it is.
Oh, okay.
So basically, in my mind, it's like protest.
Yeah.
You know, he's basically like, and what I'm saying is, I've seen no Chelsea channel yesterday, today, or online say anything. Okay, now that Bodie said this, we definitely need to go to the protest. Needs to continue. Nothing whatsoever.
Yeah, of course it is. And have you guys spoken on the protest and stuff, right? Sorry, I was gone.
Listen, I'm not sure if you should be letting Prime say what you need to say, but go ahead.
Flo's yours, Prime.
We'll go forth on the protest, bro.
Flo's yours in regards to the protest. And before you do, hey, run up the likes. Over 40 of you lot in the building. Let's get up to 40 likes. Make sure you subscribe to this Crooks channel, the Bridge Nation. Links underneath in the description. Go on, Prime.
Okay. Listen, just because you went to Cranbrook doesn't mean you're better than me on it. The protests. I don't. I'm massively against it.
Wait, would you say you're massively against it?
I'm against it. Yeah, not like I'm obviously not against protesting in general, but the reasons why people are going to protest, I'm against it.
Okay.
Because if you guys actually had a problem with what was going on, why didn't you guys protest when we ended the January window without signing a striker and our 2 strikers got injured on deadline day? Why didn't you guys protest when you spent half of the window trying to sign Mark Guehi from Palace for 60 mil? Didn't sign him, and then we recalled Chalobah. Like, there's been other better times to protest. You're only protesting because we've lost a few games, and you guys are angry about that. Because only 2 months ago, people were talking about us being in a title race. At the start of the season, when we failed to sign a striker that wanted to come to Chelsea, desperately wanted to come to Chelsea. The guy was twerking for us all of last season to come to Chelsea. We failed to sign him in the summer. Chelsea fans were saying we've got 2 squads and we have the best attack in the league. Now all of a sudden we need to protest because things are failing. Really, it doesn't make sense. And even where we are in the league, it doesn't make sense because we beat Southampton. We went to 4th. We're now 5th, I think, but we're a few points away from being like 3rd, right? So points wise, it doesn't look that good to protest now. Why didn't we protest after last season when we had one of the worst starts to a season in Chelsea history? When we were 10th halfway through the season, why didn't you protest then? When we lost to the worst Man United side we've seen last season, why didn't you protest then? Why didn't you protest when we lost 1-0 to Middlesbrough in the first leg of the semi-final of the Carabao Cup? When they were plagued with injuries and they dominated us 1-0. Why not protest then? Protesting now, I don't agree with it. The messages being said during for the protest, to me, doesn't make sense. You have people who are talking about us being in debt, people talking about shell companies that have no like that's I'll hear football fans talk about a shell company and they don't know what it means. Like people just going there and they're chanting about Roman to come back. That's not going to happen. This ownership can't sell because of the clause they signed. People talking about bring back Mourinho. I love Jose, but I don't want him back currently. People talking about, what do you think of Tottenham? Like, why? Like, that's not doing anything. And you have, certain people in this fan base who have done certain things that maybe we shouldn't speak about on this channel, that are looked as the face of this protest that I just don't agree with. If this was Lewis, because for example, I know why Lewis wants to protest, and I agree with it. If someone like him was organizing it, I'd back it. But because I know the sort of people that are organizing this protest, I know the reasons they're standing for this protest, I don't agree with. I'm like, no. However, even though I've said all of that, if this happens again, so we play Copenhagen next week. If they protest before Copenhagen, if they protest before we play Leicester, yeah, I know, but you could still protest regardless. If they protest before we play Leicester, before we play the second leg against Copenhagen, they make this continuous, regardless of my personal thoughts on it, I'll back it because at least it shows to me that you're being consistent. When you're just protesting with no real clear idea or message, and then the people you're protesting against supposedly come out and they basically say that you don't care, and then there's no backlash from that, why should I then pretend to care? People wanted to protest last year, I think, or last season, but they called it off. A CB wanted to protest, but the protest got called off because it clashed with the women's game, I think, or with an under-21 game.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, but again, it got changed, but there is still no protest. So why do I have a reason to trust this fan base? I've never had a reason to trust this fan base. So I'm not gonna trust you guys now because you're protesting because of xenophobia and outrage because we've lost a few games. Also, I get being angry at the ownership and at the sporting directors, but our players and the manager don't deserve that same hate. The game, the Southampton game, people booing Jorgensen after 10 minutes, that doesn't help at all.
Wait, you got booed after 10 minutes? Did he make a mistake or something?
No, they're just booing him whenever he had the ball.
The reason they were booing him, apparently, just to give context to Flawless, was apparently because Jorgensen was holding the ball and passing it short, and they were complaining why you're not hitting it long, basically.
What, the fans?
Yeah, that's basically. This is why, again, I always say that sometimes, bro, you should not listen to fans, bro.
Yeah,
when it comes to football tactics, bro. That's one of those I'm like, come on, boys.
Yeah, like Maresca said before the Villa game, there's a press conference for that we have like a lot of home games coming up to end the season, and that if we just win our home games, we will be able to get top four. I'm basically paraphrasing, that the fans, we need to get behind the team. And he's right. Like, we do, with the games we have coming up, if you just create a positive atmosphere, that should be able to get us through those games. Because we had a problem in the beginning of the season where we weren't doing that well at home because the fans were being toxic and weren't creating a positive atmosphere. And when you have Chelsea fans that will be critical of someone like me, for example, saying that, what do I know? I'm not a real fan. I don't go to games. Well, you guys are not creating a good atmosphere for these players. And we know they're young players. We know young players tend to play based off confidence. Let's give them the confidence they need to get us over the line to get top four. Because we need the Champions League money. We need the Jordan money. So, yeah, that's, I guess, my thoughts on that's my thoughts really on everything.
That's it. Well, that's how to be. That's very fair enough. Big up Time to Shine as well. You lot continue to run up the lights. Subscribe again. Subscribe to this Joke Man's channel, The Bridge Nation. Link is in the title, people. The Bridge Nation. So make sure you subscribe to Ahmed's channel. He over there doing great work in the nation of the Bridge. NRI Ahmed.
Listen, man. We're nation builders here, man. We build nations, man. We build greatness. Come on, they don't know about that.
And who taught you how to build the bridge, bro? So one of the classes you took at your private school. One of the classes.
Shout out to my university, man. Shout out to my
the Cranbrook University, man. Nice.
Shout out to civil engineering.
Ahmed doesn't pay people in his nation to build bridges, man. He's abroad. That's
easy work,
yeah, but you know, one thing I will say. One thing I will say is that I think the pessimistic side of me, or like I want to say pessimistic. I just think the more so the realistic side of me is like, I think this is sorry. It's not really pessimistic. I just think the reality is that I think they're just here to stay at this point. You know, so well and good that we can protest and do all this stuff. They're just here to stay, guys. You know what I mean? Just gotta keep it pushing.
That's good. That being said, Ahmed, as well, you lot did beat obviously Southampton 4-0 in the game, so thoughts on the game. And also Cole Palmer as well, not at his best by Instagram post.
I'll get.
But basically said he'll improve, he'll be back type of thing was the message I got from it. Go on.
You know, man. You know, listen, man. You know, again, listen, it's a good game in terms of like boosting confidence for a bunch of the players, getting them to restart. You know, I'm seeing too much glazing in this game. With due respect for us, man.
Yeah, who's glazing?
You know, I'm seeing. Oh, look at Enzo, sensational, amazing player. That was he the last 10 games. Sometimes, man, I always say this as a joke, but sometimes, man, maybe he found his level.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all I'm just gonna say on him. You know, another guy that we talk about a lot on this channel, Mark Cucurella, glazing him for scoring a goal against Southampton. I'm just like, guys.
So Enzo, Cucurella, anyone else you think is getting, as you said, the glazing?
Just those two in particular, really. You know.
Wait, hold on,
man.
Can I just say something?
No. Please, let me finish. You know, like, listen. I've seen better performances from Mike Santos at Strasbourg, man. You know what I mean? I just think for me, Enzo Fernandes, he's not got the skills to pay the bills, mate. You know what I mean? Just like that's just my personal opinion at the end of the day when it comes there. And when it goes to Mark Cucurella, T. Hernandez, man. I've got my number dialed up for you.
Cool. This guy got the old school. You got the old school. What's it called? Nah, I'm laughing at the whole. What's the phrase you just said?
What? He hasn't got the skills to pay the bills.
Skills to pay the bills one. Yeah, that was.
That's what it is. But like what it is though.
Can I just say, right?
I'm almost finished. At the end of the day,
I got you, CP. I got you. Go on.
At the end of the day, this is me being funny. This is me being obviously doing a little joke thing. Right, about Enzo and Cucurella. Obviously, they had great games. I'm happy for them. Hopefully, they can push on. But as a team as a whole, I said this before, we need to use this performance, particularly, I think, in terms of a build-up to the Arsenal game, right? You want to win against Southampton, Copenhagen away, then Leicester at home. Is it at home? Leicester at home, right? Leicester at home, Copenhagen at home, and then you go Arsenal away. These next four games should be the preparation.
Copenhagen away, Leicester at home, Copenhagen at home, Arsenal away.
Yeah, this game and the other 3 games I was talking about should be the preparation games for Arsenal, right? Because I'll be one of the ones to be telling you right now that against Arsenal we need to get a result. I'll be honest with you, against Arsenal, because of the way the table is looking and stuff like that, it's a result. We have to get a result here. So that's what I would say more than anything else. But obviously the rest of the stuff, but Enzo Cucurella was said in jest. Of course, that's what everyone here to know. Thank you.
You said the skills to pay the bills, right? Cool. Hey, Flawless, how long have you been watching YouTube for? Out of curiosity.
Wait, how long? What
have you been watching YouTube for?
What, content creating or just YouTube in general?
Just YouTube in general, yeah.
Oh, years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know who KSI is? Yeah.
Yeah.
You know he's the one that has that quote, "Skills to pay the bills," right?
Oh, I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? I've heard skills to pay the bills from
Ahmed,
years.
do you know that? Do you know that?
That's an old school phrase, man. That's what
you didn't know that, bro. I'm being serious.
So it cracks me up.
Okay. Well, he coined it on YouTube. And do you guys know that KSI, he also went to a private school?
This guy's crazy, yo.
Listen, crazy. I didn't know getting cooked for going to a private school is a thing here.
I'm not cooking you for going to a private school. I wish I went to a private school. I'm not cooking you. I'm just exposing the truth of what you are.
Thank you, man. Listen, guys, man, you know what they say? No, I got another phrase for you. Get your money up, not your funny up.
Hey, listen. Flawless is a rapper. He doesn't deny the fact that he's a rapper. So it's what it is.
You do both, man. You know what I'm saying? The reason why I laughed about the skills to pay the bills, because you just use them old school phrases like that. That's why. Skills to pay the bills. It does exactly what it says on the tin. That type of stuff. Like that's you. That's how you laughing. That's why. And it's the enjoyment that you have when you use these phrases, these old school ones. Like that's what it is.
Those are the phrases they teach at private school, man.
It is, but God, but your thoughts, Prime. Not only actually, Ahmed, you ain't getting away with it. Cole Palmer, because you mentioned other players, thoughts on his post after the game.
You know, one of the things I've said about Cole Palmer was that he was ball hugging towards the end of the game. I don't know if you saw the game flawless, yeah. Towards the end, like in the 85th minute, yeah. This guy was starving for a goal, man. He was doing, he was holding the ball so much. I was like to him, how greedy, bro. Like he had like a good 25% of the possession himself. But one of the things I actually said before this game, and it's been an ongoing thing I would argue since Everton, that he's been progressively having bad performances. Like him and Jackson actually kind of like mirror image of each other in terms of the performances were declining as every single game, and that was happening with him. And I think for me, my big issue has always been with Palmer that he actually needed to be benched. I actually called for him to be benched for this game. Southampton, realistically, I don't need Cole Palmer to beat Southampton, right? Let's get him out of here. Like, let's let him get him away from the football a little bit because he's doing too much, bro. Right? He's doing too much right now. Like, and you know that, bro. Sometimes when a guy's doing too much, bro, you just gotta take him out, bro. You gotta be like, listen, man, chill out, big man. You know what I mean? Chill out. Take a seat. That's what you personally needed, bro. Because that's what you needed. Oh, sorry, my friend just went off. My apologies.
That's all good. No stress. Seth, what were you saying in regards to the same question? Same two questions to you, not only the result, much needed win for you lot in your race for top four, but also Cole Palmer's performance and post afterwards on Instagram.
I thought Palmer's performance was okay. Could have scored a couple of goals. At the end, he seemed to be trying a bit more. I just think, the usual standards, you probably could talk about resting him, rotating him, but we ain't got no one ready to play that position to begin with, so it's not going to happen. Regarding the Southampton game, it's no remarkable because they're shit, so there's nothing to real brag about. 4-0 is probably a pass score against that type of side. They're one of the worst sides I've ever seen play in the Premier League.
Yeah,
just one of the worst. No, it's not much. It's mandatory 3 points no matter what. No matter what form you're in, and then you move. Do you know what I mean? And Leicester should be another mandatory 3 points because Raul Nistelrooy has lost 14 out of 15 games or something like that. Do you know what I mean? So it's like you should be getting those points, and then you move on to the North London double, really. So nothing really to brag about. Good, Tyreek George got an assist. Neto scored. We just move. Nothing much to go on. It's just that we've got 9 days now. Well, 9 days. I say 9 days. 9 days from Tuesday until the Copenhagen game. Then we move. Yeah, nothing really to brag about. 3 points, mandatory 3 points. We're back in now. Well, we were never out in the mix. We're back in further in the mix of this shambolic, mediocre, mid-off, 4th, 5th race. One of the worst things I've ever seen in my life. Yeah, that is the most thrilling race this season. Honestly, these teams are just so mid.
A big up to Omar for the raid as well.
Omar's a fraud.
Big up Omar for the raid. Yo, why you just get me in on Omar?
He's a Barcelona Liverpool fraud. That's what he is, man.
Omar do, man.
Yeah. Tell your La Liga boss to get his own house in order before he starts looking at the Premier League, man. You know what I mean?
Can't just be getting onto Omar like that.
La Liga boss is a major chief. That's what he is, man.
Unnecessary.
Who is a chief? That's what he is.
So unnecessary.
You shut up, Omar, man. As I say, you shut up.
Damn, just on this case.
I hope Benfica get a real goalkeeper and knock you out, man. You know what I mean? You scrub.
Surfer, you want an example of Omar's fraudulence?
Omar, I don't need to. I streamed with him.
No. But maybe you don't know this example. You remember when we played Spurs a few months ago?
Yeah.
Omar actually thought that game would end in a 2-2 draw. He was trying to convince me as to why that would end in a draw.
Yeah.
Major fraudulence. He hasn't done his research right there. Major fraud.
And he still and I said to him, all right, fine. If Chelsea don't beat Spurs, then or I was saying when Chelsea do beat Spurs, that he owes me an apology. And he was like, cool, he was so confident. And he had to apologize to me on stream, and he still holds that against me. But whatever.
Because I'm sure you never let him. Oh
no, I don't even bring it up. But it's just that stream was just horrible for him because Other people went on the stream. His camera started playing up. He was getting clipped up and stuff by other people. Not me. I didn't do anything, but he blames me for everything. So it's funny. But regardless, what's the question?
Hala Madrid.
Hala Madrid, yeah.
I'm Hala Madrid. But
Hala
hey,
Madrid.
if you don't get to the final, man. You
I'm Hala Atletico. How about that?
If there's an English side there, you need to do the
Always
business.
has to be different.
Gallagher Nation, man. Gallagher Nation. We'll beat
Gallagher
them.
Nation.
Gallagher
Gallagher
Nation.
Gallagher
Gallagher Nation's on the bench. The Gallagher bench. That's what
Doesn't
it is.
matter, man. If you want to use yourself on the bench, we're gonna celebrate, man. We'll pop
Yeah,
bottles.
need someone to
We're popping bottles, man. We're popping bottles, mate. I'm here to pop bottles when that
Yeah,
happens.
popping water bottles as he's handing out to other people. That's what
Wait,
he's
you're
doing.
popping bottles for what? What are you popping bottles for?
One Atletico won the EC under La Liga this season.
Have you got him winning and taking a double, yeah?
No,
man.
Ahmed's just Gallagher Nation for some weird reason.
You know what I mean? There you have. You know what I mean? With the knife.
Yeah.
You know, you know, with my hand. Bang.
Yeah. But anyway,
That's it,
this
man.
Southampton game.
You for
I actually thought that we'd lose because just the rot that
Oh,
we've
here we
been
go.
in,
Here we go, mate.
just the rot that we've been in, and I know Southampton are terrible. I know they're terrible, but it's just the sort of Chelsea thing that would happen that we just end up losing 1-0. And it was a nervy, like, what is it, 10 minutes or so before we scored. But yeah, once we scored, the game just became a lot easier for us. Southampton are just so bad. They are so bad.
Yeah, they
I think they're probably the worst side we've seen. And
Maybe Shamrock Rovers level.
Bro, they're
That's
so
what
bad.
they do.
Yeah, that's the idea. They stink. They're really, really bad. And thoughts on Palmer as well.
All
And his post.
All right, Surfer. No one asked you, bro. Anyways, but yeah, Palmer. Yeah, he's been poor like the last, like, I guess you could say during this bad run we've been on. But at least he is self-aware of it. He's aware that he's performing poorly. I partly also put it down to, like, I guess just tiredness and fatigue. He needs to be. Yeah, you claimed that you would lose. Then I also said that we'd lose. That doesn't make me a fraud. What does make you a fraud, though, is saying that Spurs would draw with Chelsea 2-2. But I don't know. But regardless, yeah, with at least he's self-aware that he's performing poorly. Ideally, he should be taken out of the team. I also said this about Jackson as well when he was performing poorly. But the fact that we have no one else to step in for them, they have to keep playing.
Disagree.
You disagree with what?
Against Southampton, you could just hold bench against Southampton, bro. You did not need to play him against Southampton, bro.
Who are you going to play?
This is what I was saying. Listen, what you do, you play Sancho. You play Sancho, Nkunku, and then who's on the Tariq George and the Neto.
Okay. All right. Cool. We're not
in a position to do that. We need the points. We're not in a position.
It's fine. It's fine. Ahmed, you could have said all this when you were speaking. We don't care. But yeah.
I didn't say that.
We don't care. But regardless, at least he's self-aware, and hopefully, like, he can start regaining back. He can start playing like his best again, because we're gonna need him if we're going to, like, actually push over the line and get top 4. Jackson also coming back. I know he's back in, I think, March or April. But once Jackson comes back, that should help Palmer as well, because they are a great partnership when they play together. Palmer gets a lot of goals from, like, Jackson, like, assisting him or just helping create space. So we'll see. Also, the way we're starting to play these last 2 games, having a more of a fluid forward line, I actually like. So hopefully, once Jackson is back fit as well, that he can be thrown into that and we can actually see how good that can be. But yeah, so just do this against Leicester and beat Leicester and beat Copenhagen home and away.
Be honest, can I be honest? Can I be honest a little bit? You know,
were you not honest before?
I want to be even more honest than I was before.
Dropping truth bombs.
Yeah, yeah, you know what I mean.
Drop some gospel.
You know what I mean.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Hey, people, here we go, people. Hold on to your hair.
You know what I mean. You know what I mean. Listen, you know, unironically, I do think we can finish that in the league this season. I know that's crazy of me to say. I know maybe this is positive.
Wait, hold on, Ahmed. One second, Ahmed. Flawless, put up the banner.
You're pessimistic 5 minutes ago.
No. Flawless, put up the banner.
Why
No.
was he saying?
Put up the
We're
banner,
good.
flawless. Banner.
Why was he saying?
Put up
said
the
that-
banner, flawless.
I
Why?
said we could finish third
He's
this
gonna-
season.
Okay.
What
Put
the-
up the
what's wrong with
banner,
that?
flawless. Put up the banner.
That's cool. You can say you could
No.
finish third this
No.
season.
Put up the banner. Put up the banner.
Bro, we're we're just literally one game away.
I know. Put up the
I've
banner.
got so
Literally
before
2
you get
Oh, good
into
see,
this,
you know.
I've got to shoot. I've got to shoot.
I'll big up
I
something.
just realised I've got to do something. So, bless up, people.
Bless
Subscribe,
himself,
like
man.
the
Every
video, and
time, man.
stuff like that. Yeah,
Catch you
I'll
over the
see you
weekend,
around.
yeah? Probably at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen,
Okay.
See you
it's
guys.
cool if you believe we can finish third. I want you to explain why, but I also want the banner up so people know that I don't side with you.
All right, you should have said, wait, I got a new one. One second. Hold up. Bear with me. 1 second. I gotta change it now. 1 second. Oh, and you lot run up the likes, all that good stuff. It's best. Wait. Mohammed. Wait 1 second. See what I be doing, people. Origination. Where's the views? Oh. 1 second. Chelsea. Goals. There we go. I don't think it's crazy what he said, but there you go. All the views expressed by Ahmed, the Bridge Nation on Sarcasm City TV, are not those are the views of Flawless or the other Chelsea co-hosts.
No,
As you
always
know.
basically. So one of the points I was making, I think there is a real possibility of us finishing third in the sense that if we're able to beat Leicester, obviously we are in third place. I think also the inconsistency of the other teams, right? And I do think there's a possibility of us finishing third. That's what I'm saying. There's again, I think for me, us finishing the third to fourth and if the spot is a lot more. I think our chances are increasing a bit more. I'll be honest. Our chances are quite high for us to do that. I'll be honest. It doesn't matter where we finish, but third or fourth, I think we can do that. I'll be honest.
I don't think it's crazy that you don't finish fourth. There it is a bit, but I'm looking at fixtures. So,
But the thing is, Flawless, look at Worth, look at who's at third place, and look at the points between us and this third. It's only 2 points, bro.
Yeah, 2 points. You play Leicester at home, Arsenal away, Spurs at home, Brentford away, Ipswich at home, Fulham away, Everton at home, Liverpool at home, Newcastle away, United at home, Forest away. I think you can get enough points. I got you that finishing fourth anyway. So I think you're not getting enough points.
Fourth, yes, we can. Third,
Well,
which is what Ahmed said, no.
The reason why I say third, I think we can finish third. I say third or fourth. You can have. I don't mind if it's either in my past, but I'm saying it's a real possibility only because what I would point to you guys, look at how bad the league is in terms of how topsy-turvy is, right? Nottingham Forest is topsy-turvy. City themselves are topsy-turvy, right? That from I would argue from third all the way down up to 10th or what I believe is so chaotic right now that all it takes genuinely is a 3-game winning streak, bro, and you're in. And
I agree with you, but we are also topsy-turvy right now as well. So as much as everyone's up and down, that results on us clicking into gear and getting our act together. Now, what does help is Fofana's coming back, but we don't know what type of Fofana we'll probably see. Jackson will be back in. I think he's back in April, right? Or is he back in March? Jackson.
I'm not sure. How long was he out for?
I don't even know. But I think he's back in a month or two. But regardless, we're getting some players back from injury. That will help us, sure. But I don't it relies on us being consistent. Because I know the other teams will also be inconsistent themselves, but we have to build up some sort of consistency, which we haven't proven that we're going to do yet. But I don't know. I guess third is there, I guess, but fourth for me is the realistic thing for us to get.
Yeah, I think so. I get what Ahmed's saying, but everyone, including yourselves, is up and down. The fact that you lot are third, what is it, 3 wins in 11? But yeah, that's still sat fifth currently right now and 2 points, 3 points off third. Tells you all you need to know. And you do play some of the teams in around you, like I already mentioned. Because you do play Arsenal, you do play Forest, you do play Newcastle, and you do play Liverpool as well.
Yeah, we have a tough end to the season.
Yeah, your back end
Those are fixtures,
of the
yeah.
season is Liverpool at home, Newcastle away, United. Who knows what United you're gonna get, and Forest away. But before that, favorable. I'm saying you got Leicester at home, them scrubs from the red side of North London, easy 3 points for you lot. Spurs at home, that you lot will always do the business. Brentford away, Ipswich at home, Fulham away, Everton at home. Don't think so. I think you got that.
I really feel like
Obviously, you got them scrubs on the third
first,
and eighth. You know, say that you're
listen,
gonna
I'll be honest here. The Arsenal game is very big for us in terms of like we need a result. Like at minimum a draw is needed at that game because you need to secure. If we can secure points against a big side, right? I feel like right now, other than Spurs, they are the side that you have to look at because the attack is quite blunt compared to ours, right? And that's and you if you can sneak a cheeky goal there, which you've done before, we could get something there, bro.
Yeah, and also the fact of like we haven't beaten a big side all season, so
Spurs, yeah.
I don't count Spurs.
Oh, is that it? Okay, fair enough, bro.
Yeah. But hold that, just. But no, with Arsenal, regardless.
Hey, Jez, if you're watching, hold that, man. Hold that, Jez. Hold that. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, Ghanaian fraud. Anyways, with regards to the form Arsenal are in, if we can actually get a win over them, that should like help us because the back end, us having to face Liverpool. I know Man United are bad, but we don't do well against them anyways. Even though the game is at the bridge, so that should help. We have tough sides that we have to play up against. So beating Arsenal could just help us. And plus playing, even though I don't treat Spurs as a big game, but the fans do. So beating Arsenal and Spurs on the bounce, that helps as well. And we can
that's the momentum shifter.
Yeah, and by that point, by the time we face Spurs, if we beat Arsenal, that should be 6 games on the bounce that we've won.
Check. I'm having a look at your fixtures right now. So obviously
game,
Southampton, Leicester would be 2, Arsenal would be 3, Spurs would be 4, Brentford would be 5.
Yeah. No, but I'm counting the Copenhagen games as well.
Oh, well, if you count the Copenhagen games, it'd be 5 by the time you get to Arsenal.
Yeah, so
you're not going on a run in that.
I'll just get a bit of momentum. So yeah, but hopefully, but we'll see. Like I just want to, we really need this top 4, and if we can beat Arsenal and Spurs, this whole talk of like protests and all this bullshit will just go away, and hopefully the fans can just be a lot more positive now, and that will help us in our home games. Because we have to face Liverpool at the bridge. That's going to be, even though they should have won the title by then, but that will still be a tough game.
Yeah, 100% it will be. 100% it will be a tough game. Only one of the big sides are any good. I can't overrate a win against over Aston United. I just take my 3 points. Hey, you lot don't guarantee to beat us. So relax, TKO.
I know they're not.
Our record at the bridge is awful, but it's got draw probably written all over it.
It's still a big side regardless. So
we need to beat United again at home, man. You know that feeling the first time wasn't enough.
What
was it? You know what I mean? What was it? Kendrick said it's not enough. You know what I mean? Yeah. There we go, man.
Okay.
You got always have seconds, man. You know what I mean? You know, primary school, they used to do like a nice little cake and custard, bro.
Oh wait, they gave you cake and custard in your private school? Crazy.
Used to be warm custard tea. Used to be like the hot,
warmed as well. Crazy.
Yeah, warm custard.
You know what I mean?
Because they used to. Listen, then you can cook, bro. That cake and custard, bro. Yeah, they used to like make sure to drizzle the custard all over the cake as well. My God, just for the custard, bro. That shit used to hit like crap, bro. You know, that's what it's like, bro. United. That's what I need for United, bro. I need that taste again, bro.
You know what else Kendrick said? Yeah, you're not like us. That's what Kendrick said.
That being said, Frank, where do you actually have Chelsea finishing now in the league? Not have to pinpoint, but you can say like 3rd to 5th or 5th to 7th or whatever.
Between 4th to like 5th, 4th to 6th.
So basically, definitely getting some form of European football, in your opinion.
Yeah, we did our season revised predictions in January on Casually, and I said 4th. Even though I wasn't really confident about it, I said fourth because like we must. But that was also before the 2 injuries, so to our strikers. So I don't know. We'll see. But I just how like inconsistent everyone else is. Like Ahmed said, just get a few wins together, and it should be enough. Hopefully. But we'll see. And also with this conference league as well, the fact that we've like in January we got rid of some of our B team. I'm curious to see which of our A team players are going to be playing in the conference league. It's going to be very interesting. So even though people will say the conference league will be weaker opposition, we're still going to be playing. We're still going to be playing 2 games a week up until the end of the season, which that could have an effect in the league. So, I don't know. We'll see.
You still confident about winning the conference league?
Yes.
We must, bro. We must, bro.
Bro, I'm not in favor of sacking Maresca at all, but if we don't win the conference league, I'm not going to complain if he goes. This is Chelsea. Some standards have to be maintained, bro.
Exactly, bro. Again, as I always said, man, this is one of the ones where you just got a must, bro. You must like this will be genuinely. It will be one of our. I would probably put this in top 3 worst failures of Chelsea of all time, bro. If we don't win the conference league.
No, this would be the biggest failure. No, this isn't even a you must thing. This is it's already done, bro. It's already done. So just take the trophy home.
Yeah, like listen, I'm already expecting the conference league already in the Chelsea trophy room. Yeah. What's up with Gui, by the way? When is this guy back? I thought he was going to be back sometime soon. Still haven't seen him there, bro.
Who?
Gui.
Oh, he got injured at the same time as Jackson, bro.
Yeah, I know, but the word on the street was he was out until at least February. So, like, I don't know what's going on.
I don't know.
Is it like that? Jeez. So you lot pretty confident going past Copenhagen and just do the business and everything like that?
I don't know. I like.
Not confident going past Copenhagen for true.
No. Copenhagen is one of the tougher teams that we have to face. So we're going to be on. So we have to be on our game to obviously beat them. So
you should be confident.
I'm not saying I'm not confident. Like I said, we're winning the conference league, but we shouldn't do any of this bullshit of you rotate certain players out or some of these players don't take this seriously. Even though it's a lesser opposition, we should still take this seriously to win. These guys haven't won anything as a team. The last final we got in, we lost to a bunch of youngsters. So it's win this. This is something I say about Arsenal and even Spurs under Poch. Certain things you can't cheat along the way. When you're building a young side to get success, you can't cheat certain things out. You have to pick up these trophies along the way. It's certain check marks you have to have. And that's something Arsenal didn't do with the Europa League when they were in. They didn't win more FA Cups or Carabaos. Poch didn't win any of the domestics along the way. If we want to build this title-winning side, we have to pick up this trophy. Next season, if we're in the Europa League, I expect us to go win that as well. You have to just pick these things up. Because how else are we going to win a league if we can't just win any of these like little domestics or this like lesser European competitions?
Yeah, I was going to say this, like, I was speaking to like just the guy on just the previous stream, and one of the things I said that one of the things that really harmed Arsenal in their like process, if you want to put it that right, was that they didn't win these like short mini trophies, right? That Prime was saying, the Europa Leagues, the FA Cups, right? That's something at Chelsea, right? Last season we went to 2 FA Cup finals, so we went to like a semi-final and a final. This season you got to win the Carabao Cup at a minimum, bro. Right? You want to give these young kids while they're here the confidence, bro, to move the taste is over, bro. You got to get them to start somewhere. Otherwise, all you're going to be doing is just like you're bringing this mentality again of like nearly man mentality. That's one thing you don't want to say.
Facts. Like, because winning is a habit. Winning is muscle memory. And
exactly.
That's true. That is true. I think people overlook that.
Yeah, and even though people will say, "Oh well, it's just the Conference League, it's fine," but you've been here before, regardless. It becomes that when Chelsea, when we went to the Bernabeu being 3-1 down, I didn't think we'd actually make a comeback. The fact the players went in to the Bernabeu with the mentality of we are going to win because they've been on big stages before. They've won league titles. They've won a World Cup. They've won the Champions League season beforehand. Having that experience matters, both as a player and as a coach. And if Maressa is going to be here for the long haul, if some of these players, like a Palmer, etc., Augusto, is going to be here for the long haul, they need to win something. Because the only player in our team that's won something at Chelsea is Reece James.
Yep,
And he doesn't even necessarily stay fit all the time. So without him playing, no one at Chelsea's actually won anything. You know, so that's why this Conference League is so important. That's why going into this season, I said win the Conference League and go and target one of the domestics to win. We're out of both, so the Conference League becomes a mandatory.
So it's Conference League and league position matter to you like that, like 4th or 5th.
I just think honestly,
go on.
You just gotta be top 4, man. Because I feel like being 5th is like no different to that. Yeah, it's still Europa League football technically speaking, but I want us to finish top 4, bro. It's gotta be 4th place, bro. It's gotta be 4th place. You gotta make sure you're in. You gotta solidify yourself as a top 4 team, bro.
Agreed.
Yeah, I mean 5th could get us Champions League. I think. Does someone have to win it this year? Does an English team have to win it this year?
Yes, win the Champions League or the Europa League?
One of them for us to get 5th.
But for me, regardless of that, even if they need to win that, it just gotta be like a Chelsea thing where
Yeah. No, I get what you mean. If we can, because the season will. Because I mean, to be fair, at the start of the season, I said we'd finish 5th because I ain't trusted the fans. But the expectation is top 4 and this Conference League. If we do that, then regardless of this bad spell we've had for 2 months, you know, we've achieved the season objective. And hopefully, going into the summer, well, actually, we're going to have a preseason, really, because we then have to go into the Club World Cup. But, you know, if we can go into the Club World Cup having got top 4 and won the Conference League, try and target the Club World Cup. Like, who knows? Like, just try it, because we're in it, so why not? And hopefully, having that Champions League money, that can allow us to sign certain players, because we need a top striker. Apparently, we're not signing a goalkeeper. We're going to give Petrovic a shot, which I'm okay with, so long as you then sign me a top centre back, because we need it. We don't have a spine at all. We don't have a spine, so you need to build a spine first before start talking about other factors in the team. Build me a spine.
I'm just looking here. So currently on the coefficients in regards to the 5, who, you know, if it's 5, currently England and Spain top the list. That's on the 20th of Feb, but obviously that can change with Arsenal, Villa, Liverpool, United, Spurs, Chelsea all being active in Europe. Madrid, 2 Madrid clubs, Barcelona, Athletic Club, Sociedad, and Real Betis. For Spain, Portugal only got a couple. Germany still got 4, but obviously one of them is definitely going out because Leverkusen face Munich. 3 for France, 4 for Holland with PSV, Feyenoord, Ajax, and Alkmaar. So yeah, that could all change. But I'm looking here. Yeah, but it could change. The top 2 get the 5 positions. Yeah, that's what it's saying. And the current top 2 is England and Spain. Pardon me, but Italy are 3rd, Portugal 4th, Germany 5th. So Portugal is highly unlikely. They only got 2 left. But Italy and Germany, highly unlikely. Maybe if Italy do something. Because you got Inter Milan, Lazio, Roma. Because Lazio, Roma, Fiorentina probably go far, so they Inter. So it's going to be interesting. It is going to be interesting.
So for the English teams, Man United play Sociedad.
So yeah, we play Sociedad. Spurs got Alkmaar. Villa got Bruges. Liverpool have PSG. Arsenal got PSV. That's it.
So the only ones you can trust is Liverpool. Okay. Well, Villa actually.
Villa, you lot, and Chelsea, and Liverpool, and you lot.
No, I don't think our Conference League.
No, it matters. No, it matters to the coefficient. Yep. Because it also matters for Fiorentina and the Italy side of things.
Yeah, it does.
And best in Spain as well.
It's how like a lot of teams. By the way, Fiorentina get into like the final of like the Conference League is why one of the teams got Italian teams got an extra spot. By the way, last season.
Yeah, that's true. Also, with this Conference League, that's Copenhagen is the only tough team we'll face until the final.
Fiorentina is the real deal, man.
Yeah, in terms of our we won't face Fiorentina until a final though.
Betis is not too bad either. I'll be honest, man. Betis is
Yeah, and same thing. We
Final,
won't face
isn't
them
it?
until the final.
Ajax. I'll be honest. The cheeky one that you got to look at as well, but that's it really.
Our Ajax are they in our path?
I don't know if they are.
The Ajax is in the what's it called? Ajax is in they have in the Europa League. Ajax.
Yeah. Conference League.
Yeah.
No, they're in Europa.
In the Europa League.
Oh, fair enough,
Yeah.
man.
So we should be. Yeah, we'll be. Listen, let's get past Copenhagen and we'll be fine.
Yeah, I'm looking there. Like interesting because ESPN got a website, so they have all the teams that like I left. I don't know exactly how coefficient works. It just says on teams getting through. That's all. But yeah, there's two teams. You got Alkmaar and Ajax in the Europa League, and then you got Feyenoord and PSV. Well, chances are PSV are going out and do the Feyenoord play.
Alkmaar, Spurs should not take them lightly. They are a good team. I watched them against Galatasaray. They are a very good team. They are.
Yeah, they packed them up. They packed them up. I don't think Spurs will take them lightly. Bear in mind, they played them already as well. They played them in the group stages, and Spurs won 1-0, didn't they?
Yeah. And then United, Sociedad, we know what United are like against Spanish teams. But then again, you guys play well in big games under Amorim, so who knows?
Yeah,
but you have no Ahmad, so yeah.
Really hopefully Maino gets back. And obviously not for the Sociedad game, but just in general, because there's been just no further reports on him. But yeah, we move. But yeah, let's get scoreline prediction. We'll go to you, Ahmed. Scoreline prediction for the Copenhagen away game, because we'll do a show before you play Leicester next week Sunday. So Copenhagen away, scoreline prediction.
I'm gonna have to say Bridge Nation's gonna have to say a good 2-0.
2-0 Copenhagen. Damn, mountain to climb in when they come back. I hear it. What are you saying, bro?
Copenhagen. Oh, we're playing away.
Yeah, you're away. Ahmed, just to clarify, Chelsea 2-0, right? Not Copenhagen. All right, cool.
You always play better away than we do at home, so
I was just making sure.
True. Copenhagen. I'm gonna go 3-1 Chelsea.
3-1 Chelsea. Okay. Well, 3-1 Chelsea. And Ahmed, let them know where they can find you, what you got coming up, all that good stuff. People will be redirecting over to the United Spurs show straight from here. But subscribe to the Bridge Nation. Link is in the title. Click the link, opens up a new tab, and subscribe to Ahmed's channel. Check out all the great work going on over there.
Yes, you can find me on the Bridge Nation channel. Obviously, make sure to like, share, subscribe. I don't really have anything on until Thursday. I might do like a Wednesday preview. I'm going to do a Wednesday preview for sure about the game, obviously, in terms of the Conference League game. In terms of obviously previewing Copenhagen. Other than that, nothing much. But make sure to like, share, subscribe. We're almost at 3K Nation. So
okay. You're almost at 3K.
Listen,
3K Nation. Okay.
You know what I mean? Listen, listen, man, them can hate, the 3K Nation. But listen, we build here. We're builders. Thank you very much.
We're builders. That's why you said we're builders, no bubba some shit. That's something you would say. Yeah, this guy. All right, people, we're going to close out. Love to everyone that is indeed locked in. Make sure you hit the like button here, subscribe, whether you're watching this live right now, watching this back. But the content's not stopping. We're going to redirect straight to the United Spurs show. So De Niro will be over there. Jacob will be over there. Jez will be over there talking more Manchester United, but also talking more importantly, talking more things Spurs people. So let me actually click that to go live first and foremost before I send you lot over there. And don't forget, this show, audio of the shows on the channel, available on all audio platforms: Spotify, iTunes, SoundCloud. Spotify, iTunes, and SoundCloud. So follow us, 5-star us on Spotify. Just type in Sarcasm City TV. And that's all the shows you see on the YouTube channel, apart from watch-alongs, fan calling show, and of course, the gaming content. So big up, get this show here, the United Chelsea show, every Friday, 9 p.m. UK time on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube. And this has been the Man United podcast. Beats the Ballers at the Bridge podcast, live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube. Thank you very much for tuning in. I'll literally see you in 2 minutes on the United Spurs show.
Rusk out.